Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Pilates Fundamentals class. It's 45 minutes long, and we're going to be focusing on the thoracic spine, but it's more like a free flow today. Lots of side bending, lots of rotation, and lots of burny leg work. Okay, so enjoy it. No props needed for today's class, but if you feel like you needed a pillow for your knees, then that's always a good idea to have one nearby. So we've been focusing on the thoracic spine, which is kind of basically your trunk, for the last 2 weeks almost. So today I still want to focus on it, but not as like intensely. So we're going to kind of mix a whole bunch of things together that we've been working on over the last 2 weeks. Um, there's no particular anatomy that I want you to really think about except for rib cage placement. Okay, so I've not got Mr. Bones, but I've got, it's basically always Halloween in my living room. So I've got this skeleton here. So it's a pelvis and a spine. So just so if you want to take a look throughout the class, if you're not 100% sure, we're going to be focusing on pretty much this chunk of the spine. It's impossible to isolate it though. I mean, you can see it's one continuous thing, so it's impossible to just isolate it, but that's where hopefully your focus will be for today. Okay? So we're going to get straight into it, guys, and we're going to find a position on our mat called mermaid. I'm just going to mute you guys, and if you have any questions, just keep them in your mind. You'll feel free to ask me anything afterwards. And yeah, if you feel like you need to take a break at any point in time, then please do. All right, so mermaid position can be a little bit of a tricky one to achieve. I've got my left shin out in front and my right shin back behind me. And ideally, in this position, you would have both sit bones on the ground. That can be a pretty tall order. Don't worry too much about it, but that's where you're kind of aiming to get with this position. If you really struggle with the back hip, point the toes of that back foot towards your bum rather than having a flexed foot, okay? Awesome. So from here, we're going to lengthen up through the crown of our head, almost as if, I always think like alien invasion, or they're lifting us up to space. But you're not going to let the rib cage flare. You're going to keep the ribs drawing down, okay? So almost imagine that your internal organs lifted away from your pelvis, your rib cage lifted up off of your internal organs. Your head was literally just floating on top of your body, and your collarbones are smiling forward. Okay. We're going to take our left hand down onto the ground alongside us. You want to keep that right sit bone down on the ground. You're going to reach your right arm up and over, and you're going to bend into that left elbow and find a deep side bend. Good. Now you will probably find that that right sit bone lifts away from the floor, but you're encouraging it back down towards the earth. Inhale here, reach a little bit deeper. And then on your exhale, we're going to come back all the way up. You're not going to compress into the right side, but you're going up and over towards the right. Soften into that right shoulder. Beautiful. Inhale here, and exhale, move through center. Lengthen, get really tall, alien invasion, and come up and over. Nice, big stretch. Big deep breath into the right side, and then exhale back through center. Inhale, take it the opposite way, softening into the right shoulder. Inhale here again, and exhale, come back, and up and over. Awesome. Last time, guys, we're going to hold it over on that right hand side. So come up and over to the right. Use your right hand to actually hold onto your right shin to help you here. Okay, now maybe you can actually take your left arm and let your left hand also rest on your right leg. So you get quite a deep twist through the spine. Let your head relax, round into the upper back. So you're kind of thinking cat stretch here. So your angry cat stretch, rounding into the upper back. Breathe into it. Think about pulling your right knee with your left hand and maybe pushing that right knee with the right hand. One more breath, guys. Breathing into the back of the lungs, back of the rib cage. And then slowly reach the left arm up. Take it back to the mat. And this one's really fun. This one's like a beautiful dramatic movement. We're going to sweep the right arm forward and up, and we lift the hips forward. Nice. I think I call it a dramatic swoosh. Inhale here. And we're going to exhale, take your bum back down. You're going to reach your left arm all the way back here again. Nice. Back into that side bend. And then left arm comes down. Dramatic swoosh. Lift. Nice. Lift the pelvis. And here you're actually squeezing into your right glute. Left glutes as well, but right glutes really working to open up the hip. Inhale into the front line, and then exhale, come back. Bring the left hand to the right shin, and side bend. Good. One more time. Take it down. Left arm to the side. Dramatic swoosh. Lift. Very nice. And then take it down. Kind of like you're drawing a circle, you're ending up in that side bend. So the left arm comes over towards that right shin and then frames the ear. Good. Take one more breath here. Nice. And then bring it back to center. Perfect. So from here, pretty easy transition. We're coming down onto our left forearm. So you want the elbow underneath the shoulder, okay? And then you're going to allow right knee to lift up. That left knee is in line with the hip, so that left knee underneath you is at a 90-degree angle, okay? Really important when we're in these kinds of positions is that you're not going to end up sinking into that shoulder. So you're pushing the ground away. Perfect. Ribs close down. Now, from here, kneecap is going to draw a really big circle. So you're going to take it forward, up, around. Don't sink into your side body here. Keep your heel close to your bum as you take it back, okay? So imagine there was a piece of chewing gum gluing your heel in towards that sit bone. Good. Guys, keep on going. I'm just going to add someone in there. Keep it going, keep it going. Awesome. So here you're getting that sense of pestle and mortar. Welcome. Good to see you. Okay, so pestle and mortar with the hip. Keep squeezing the heel towards the bum. As you draw the circle, you are not letting the torso dip down each time. Last 4. And back. Good. Keep the ribs closed. 3. Keep pushing the ground away. Very good form, everyone. Last 2. Very nice. And 1. Guys, let's reverse it. Take it the opposite way. Really bring the knee in close. It skims down. Pull back. Glute switches on. Don't let those ribs flare. Open, 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 open. Take it around. Nice. So we're looking for super stability through the torso, but maximum range of movement through the hip. Let's go for 2 more in this direction. And last 1. Good. Now bring that knee forward. Keep it hovering. And you want to keep this line parallel to the ground. So I don't want to see the foot drop down, okay? So bring the knee in super close. Press the ground away a little bit more. And see if you can straighten out your leg along that plane. Good. Then you're going to bend your knee. Bring your heel towards your bum. Squeeze the heel towards your bum. And then pull your knee back. Squeeze the glute. Open up your hip. Okay, so if you let the ribs go, you're not going to feel anything. Bring the knee up, pull it in close, stretch the leg out, active hamstring stretch. Pull the heel towards your butt, keep those ribs closed, draw the knee back, squeeze your bum, and bring it forward, stretch it out, bend the knee, squeeze the heel towards the bum, keep that active. It's going to get your hamstring switched on. Last 2, and stretch. Bring it back, and pull. Last time, flexion of the hip, extending the knee, bend the knee, extend the hip, and then bring your leg to neutral. Okay, so we're closing the ribs. You're going to try and straighten out that leg. Good. Let's flex into the foot. So we're not going to point any longer. You're flexing into the foot. Upper body needs to stay dead still now, guys. You're going to bring the heel forward. Laser beams of energy coming out of the heel. And then sweep it back, squeeze your glute, close the ribs. Good. Bring it forward. The forward bit is kind of easy. When you come back, guys, don't let that open. Okay, close it down and forward. Watch the height of your leg. So as it comes back, don't let the level of your foot drop towards the floor. Last 4. Good. And back. Hello, glute. 3. Yeah, and that shoulder is working hard to stabilize you. And 2. And back. Last 1. And back. Now you're going to take your top foot, that right foot, and put it in front of your bottom foot. So you can see my feet are kind of crossed. My top knee is bent. Okay? So I'm not going to extend my legs out. I'm going to keep myself on my forearm here. I'm going to push the ground away even more. Right hand comes onto the mat. I'm going to push down into my feet, guys. And first, I just want to see if you can lift up your bum. Okay, cool. And then bend. Oh, lower it back down. Nice. Bring your knees a little closer into your body if you can. Lift. Nice. And lower. So it's almost like you're stamping down into the floor with that right heel or right foot. Lift. And lower. Now, if this is intense for you, you're going to stick with this. Otherwise, if you could, you're going to lift, pivot, try and straighten out those legs, bend, come back to your starting position. Now, contrary to popular belief, the lift isn't the most important part. It's that slow, controlled lowering back to the ground that's going to build you a whole bunch of shoulder stability. Okay, let's try for 2 more if you can. Press the floor away. Lift. Pivot on your feet till your feet face forward. Yeah, as if they were in a down dog. And then bend. Slowly lower. Yes. Great job, guys. Last time. Lift. Pivot. Nice. Bend. And good job. Now, from here, you're going to turn your palm to the top of your mat and then lift up. So the angle is quite high of the wrist in relation to the shoulder, okay? Place your right hand on your right knee. Squeeze your left shoulder blade down. Now we're coming into full side plank here, okay? Use your legs. So press down into the floor, come up, squeeze the inner thighs together. Watch for rib flare. Nice. And then again, slow, controlled lowering. That's way harder than just collapsing down. Take a break if you need it on that shoulder, yeah? Squeeze the shoulder down. Come up. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Stay in your legs as much as you can. As you come down, imagine you're going up and over a mountain, okay? So you're going over a mountain as you come up, back down the other side. Last 2, and then we get a break, I promise you, on the shoulder. And down. Nice. Last time, and up. Good. And then slowly down. Super duper, guys. Okay, now we get to release that shoulder a little bit. So we're going to come down all the way onto our side. If you want to, you can do a bent elbow, or you can keep the arm straight. I kind of prefer it like this, but doesn't matter either way. You've got a little space underneath the side body. Okay, I call it the house for the church mouse. Don't kill your mouse. Okay, keep it. Keep that little lift. Lengthen out of your top hip. Make sure that you're not rolling back. Okay, so 2 pelvic halves point dead straight. And then you're going to lift up that top leg. Cool. Now, as soon as you lift it up, guys, make sure that you're not going to externally rotate into the foot, because then you'll be able to get all the way up there, but it's not your glutes doing the movement. So you're keeping the toes pointing forward and you're lifting and lowering, feeling that barrier at the top. If you don't feel the barrier at the top, usually it's either because your hips have spiraled back or your leg has externally rotated. Okay? Keep those ribs closed. Don't kill your mouse. Let's go for 10. Good. 9. And 8. So lifting that waist away from the ground. Keep your jaw relaxed. 6. Keep thinking internal rotation of that right thigh, so you're spiraling the femur inwards. 5. Good. And 4. Ribs stay closed. 3. Last 2. And final one, guys, hold at the top if you can. Stay lifted. We're going to draw a little circle into that feeling of barrier. Keep it tiny. Find your tummy muscles. So focus on stability through the rest of the body. Going for 3 more in this direction. 2. 1. Let's reverse. Going for 6. Oh, it's so burny today, guys. 5. 4. It just like sneaks up. 3. 2. 1. And then place it down. Really nice. Give it a little bit of a rub if you need to. And then we're going to bend our knees up towards 90 degrees and reach our arms forward like we're about to dive into a swimming pool. You know, when you're a kid and you learn how to dive in. Okay, so from here, I mean, if your neck is really straining to get to the floor, then you can obviously put a pillow underneath your head. Otherwise, you're going to slide your right arm forward in relation to the left. Let me move back so you can see my hands. So I'm going to slide my top hand over and in front of my bottom hand, and I'm going to draw a rainbow. Up, 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 back. I'm going to bend my right elbow. I don't have enough space here behind me. Bend my right elbow until it can hopefully reach the ground. Keeping my knees together, and then I'm going to bring my arm back the way it came. Okay? All right, go again. Reach it forward, take it up, back, bend into that right elbow. Try and get the elbow and the forearm and the hand to touch the ground. Maybe even you'll get that right shoulder, and then take it up and forward and back. 2 more times like this, guys. One thing that I noticed about this movement, and a lot of the time when we come into rotation, is that we arch into the lower back while we're rotating. So I want you to still think about your lower back staying in neutral as you go through these rotations. So yes, you are rotating, but you are not coming into thoracic extension. You're keeping your ribs closed down. Okay. Last time, bring it back, and then we're going to come all the way up, and we switch it over, guys, to the other side. Okay, so we started in mermaid position, all the way back here. Didn't forget it. Okay, cool. And this time it's the right shin out in front. Okay, so you're going to place your right hand on the ground, reach, left arm up and over. As you do this, the right elbow will bend. Nice. In an ideal world, we would have both sitting bones on the ground, but that's probably not going to be happening for us today. Inhale here, guys, and as you exhale, come up, switcheroo. If you get knee pain here or anything like that, just manage it in terms of not going too deep into the stretch. Good. And then come back. We're just going to float between those two. So you're welcome to go at your own pace. Coming up, press down into the floor through that right elbow so you get the lift. Inhale and then exhale. Come up, 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 change. You can use the traction that you have with your left hand on the floor to push the floor forward and away, and that's going to open up your ribs a little bit more. Nice. And up, back, elbow bend, reach. Good. Last time, coming up and over to that left hand side. Stay on the left here, guys. Take your right hand towards your left shin or your knee, whatever you can grab onto. Nice. Okay. And then you're going to round into your spine. So you're thinking cat stretch here. Tuck the chin, open up the back of the neck, breathe into your upper back. So you can think about pulling your left knee with that right hand and pushing the mat forward and away through your left hand. Let's just take one more breath in here. And then we're going to slowly come out of it, take that right arm up and over, and then this is that dramatic swoosh movement. You're going to take your left arm forward, up, lift the pelvis, use your glute. There we go. So glute on the left, squeezes, open up that left hip, and then take it down. And you're going to end up in your side bend to the left. Yes, use your left hand on that mat to open up the ribs. Inhale. Good. And exhale. Dramatic swoosh. Take the left hand down to the mat. Right arm down to the mat. Reach the left arm up. Beautiful. Let's go 2 more times with that, guys. Slowly coming down. And left hand to the mat. Right arm up. Use what you have on the ground to open up the ribs a little bit more. Nice. Last time. And right arm down. Left arm up. Open up the pelvis. This is the most beautiful position. I think it just looks so nice. Inhale here. Good. And slowly take it down. Well done. So from here, we come onto the forearm of our right hand. That shoulder is directly above the elbow, and my hand is going to be pointing forward to the top of my mat. So I started here, but I was wrong. It's there, okay? Right knee is at a 90-degree angle, and I'm going to bring my left knee and shin into the same position, okay? So from here, we're going to draw the circle. Doesn't really matter which direction you start in. We will do both. I'm just going to take that hand away so you can see that I'm trying to lift the right side of my waist away from the floor. So I'm never just going to hang out there, okay? I want to get there. Nice. Awesome. And then once you feel like you've got a really good hold on the stability of your torso, the shoulder, the pelvis, then you want to try and maximize the size of the circle. The bigger you go with that circle, the more chance there's going to be funky little movements in the rest of the body. So stay stable and then go as big as you can with the circle. 2 more in this direction. Keep squeezing that left heel towards the left glute and go into those sticky corners that feel unreachable. Last one in this direction. And then other way. Lift. Or whichever direction you were going, you're now reversing. So try not to let that pelvis move. Try and keep the torso dead still. Press the ground away. Ooh. Can we go for 3 more? Up, up, up. As soon as that knee reaches the top point, don't collapse into the side body. 2. And last time, we're keeping those ribs closed. Very nice, guys. Now from here, bring that left knee as far forward as you can. Straighten out the legs. So open up that back line. Good. And then you're going to squeeze your heel towards your bum. And then you're going to squeeze your bum to pull your knee back. As soon as you do that, don't let those ribs flare, okay? Bring the knee forward. Extend. Bring it back. Take it back. Squeeze. Sweep it forward. Extend. Bring the heel to the butt. Draw it back. Let's try for 5. So it's super normal to start feeling pretty fatigued in your stabilizing shoulder. Just try and keep that form as solid as you can. So you're pressing the ground away, drawing the shoulder blade down, keeping the neck free, lifting through the waist. Last 2 here. Trying as best you can to keep the knee at a constant height, so you're not letting the leg drop as you take it back. Last 1. And pull. And then you're going to bring your leg to neutral and extend. I know this is like torture, but just hold on. Flex into the foot if you can. Okay? And then you're going to sweep your leg forward and sweep it back. Find your butt. So it's pretty much a straight leg flexion of the hip, extension of the hip. Don't allow this to go into the ribs. You got 4. And back. Glute switches on as you draw the heel back. 3. I always feel like these moves are so funny. Last 2, because they look like nothing, but they burn like crazy. Last time. Pull back. Well done. Okay, so from here, we get to change the positioning of the elbow. So you're going to take your hand and turn it to the top of your mat, and then you're going to lift. Oh, I'm lying. Ha 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 ha. Almost shortchanged you guys. Bring that palm back. You're like, damn. Okay, bring your top foot in front of the bottom. Almost forgot this bit. Okay, press the ground away, squeeze that right shoulder blade down. The first one is just the lift of the bum. Okay, and really this is coming from your shoulder girdle. So you're lifting and lowering. Nice. You'll have a really great opportunity to press down into the floor with that left foot. So that can help you. Nice. So squeeze the shoulder blade down, lift, good, and then take it back. Now you could always add on into that little pivot. Okay, so we lift, pivot, straighten out the legs, and it's the slow journey down. That's really the test. Okay, inhale, exhale, push, lift, inhale at the top. Exhale, slowly come down. Keep pushing down into the floor with that right forearm as you lower. Let's try for 2 to 3 more. And lift. Lift. Slowly come down. Last time. Aren't you glad I didn't forget this? And up. And slowly come down. All right, now we get to turn the forearm out and lift. Yeah, great job. Guess what you're going to feel tomorrow, guys? Shoulders. Okay, but this is really good for you, I promise. But take as many breaks as you need. So with that hand in kind of in front of the shoulder line, draw the scapula down on that right side. And that's really your pillar of strength as you come up and over into your side plank, okay? So think about that as really being a huge platform for stability is that scapula. Good. Squeeze your inner thighs together and you're staying in the feet, staying in the legs. As you come down, keep that stability in the shoulder blade. Good. Inhale. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, come up. Press the ground away. Good. Very nice. And then slowly take it back down. So Claire, I think you could take your hand further out in front so that the hand isn't underneath the shoulder. It's going to be a little bit further forward. So you can actually press yourself up into this position. And once you're at the top here, the shoulder will be above the wrist. Nice. And let's take it down. Awesome. Extend out the legs and come down onto your side. Great job. Okay, so remember, don't kill the mouse. Okay, lift the side body. Nice and neutral through the rest of your body. Pelvis is pointing forwards. Don't let it roll back. Internally rotate your top leg, and you're going to lift and lower. So if you're not sure what that internal rotation means, it means that I'm not letting my foot turn up. I'm keeping my foot turned towards the camera. Good. Very nice. And you can allow that bottom leg to extend as well. Let's go for, yeah, there we go. 6. Find your exhale on the lift. Exhale creates that stability. Going for 5. 4. Keep the ribs closed. 3. Last 2. And 1. We lift and hold. And we circle. Little teeny tiny circles. Amazing. Smaller is way better than bigger here. And really focus on the stability in your core. The best is when you can really start to feel the tummy muscles in this movement. Let's go for 3, 2, 1, and reverse it. Ha 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 ha. Good. Let's say 8 and 7. Keep going, keep going. 6, 5, almost there. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and take it down. Well done. Bend the knees. You can pat out the glute if it needs a little bit of TLC, and then you're going to extend your arms, your hands out in front. So my hands are like in a prayer shape out in front. They're on the ground. I'm going to slide my top arm forward over the bottom arm. Keep my knees together, keep my pelvis pointing forward, and I'm going to bend my elbow here to bring myself into this rotation. And I want to make sure that I haven't arched into my lower back. I want to close my ribs, but rotate as deeply as I can into the spine. Inhale. We're drawing a rainbow on the way back. We're coming up with the hand and forward. Good. Let's go again. Slide the hand out in front. Let's draw a rainbow, taking it back this time. So the arm's going to come up, 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 and back. Bend into the elbow. Make sure the lower back is not arching. Okay. 2 more times. Draw the rainbow to bring yourself back. Try and keep your fingertips on the ground if you can. At least a couple of them. And last time. Draw your rainbow, draw your rainbow, draw your rainbow. Up, 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 back. Elbow bends. Big inhale here when you're open. And exhale, close it down. Well done, guys. Press yourself up. And we are coming back. Not into the original mermaid position that we were in, but we're coming into more of a high kneeling mermaid situation. So I'm going to have my left hand on the ground, left knee, right foot. The most common error I see with this position is when people put their hand in front of their knee. So just make sure that if you had to draw a line from your hand to your knee to your foot, it's literally a straight line. And then the second thing, guys, just make sure that you're not pulling your hips back, okay? So this left hip is exposed forward. Ribs are closed, okay? And then take your right arm up and over. Your right heel, I want you to imagine that your right heel was putting out a cigarette. Not that I'm sure none of you smoke, but imagine that heel motion of sweeping the heel forward and then bringing it back in. So sliding the heel forwards and back. Yeah. So what you're hopefully going to get here is a bit of a stretch to the ankle Maybe 4 more. So the heel goes up and down. 3 and down. Yeah. 2. I'm keeping the pinky toe edge of my foot on the floor the whole time. And 1. And then end with that heel pressing away. Awesome. Okay, from here, I'm going to engage into this side of my body to bring myself up and over. I'm not letting my hips draw back, but I'm exposing them forward even more and side bending a little deeper. Good. And then come up, lengthen, and slowly descend. Try not to collapse. Take it up and over. Nice. Inhale. Exhale through the transition. Feel the obliques work. Keep the left glute switched on as you side bend. Soften into the right shoulder. Good. Come up. And slowly, 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 slowly. Good. Beautiful. Close the ribs. So as you come into the side bend, it's really tempting to arch into the lower back. Don't let it happen. Last time, come up. Slowly, 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 and reach. Nice. Okay, now you're going to take your weight into that left knee. Lift your right leg off of the floor. Good. And there's obviously some weight in the left hand as well. Nice. From here, you're going to bring your elbow towards your knee. Good. And then reach them in opposition. What I want you to try not to do, at least for now, is let your bum pull back, okay? So I want my left hip to stay on top of my left knee as I bring these guys towards one another. But maybe they won't meet. That's okay. So try and stay centrated on that left side. So it means that your femur is in the hip socket as centrally as possible. Good. 5, 4, nice guys. Ribs stay closed even when I reach long. 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Now from here, I'm going to let my left hip flex now, and I'm going to come down into a little ball. Okay, and then it's mostly my left leg extending to open me up into this kind of position here. Good. Left hip flexes with control. Left hip extends. Feel the glute open up. Close the ribs. Good. I call this the exploding star. It burns. Hopefully. Let's say 5 more. And up. Good. So really experience that slow, controlled bending of the right hip and extending of the right hip. And down. 3 more. And open. And 2. Down. Make sure the ribs don't flare. As you open, you're keeping rib cage to pelvis connection. And down. Last time, guys, see if you can hold it up. Yes, and just squeeze into that left glute. So the bottom leg, squeeze into that glute for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. From here, pop right foot on the ground. Good. Put your right hand on the ground. Pivot on that back foot. And allow your hands to come into a plank-like position. So the upper body looks like it's in a plank, lower body's a little bit confused. Okay, we're going to press the ground away. Try and keep the shoulders above the wrists and lift your left knee up off of the ground. Nice. And then take that left knee back down. And lift. So there's kind of 2 ways of going about this. Keep on going, lifting and lowering. You can lift and turn it into like a down dog, but it's a little bit easier than lifting and staying in a plank. Try and stay in a plank in the upper body, okay? Let's go for about 4 more. Amazing, guys. Well done. And down. So feel the obliques work on that lower left side. That was number 3. You got 2 to go. And down. Let's hold this last one up if we can. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop the knee down. And let's come off of the wrists for a second. Just come into a kneeling position. Great job, guys. Okay, other side, and then you are finito. Okay, you all look a little bit shell-shocked, but you're doing great. Okay, so other side. Right hand down, right knee, left leg. So good. Okay, so just when we're here, we're not letting that right hip pull back towards the wall behind us, but rather we're trying to actually squeeze into that right glute to open up that hip. And then reach your left arm up and over. This bottom shoulder, squeeze the scapula down, almost like it's scooping forward and around. Yeah? And then you're going to, how can I say, is it stub out the cigarette? Letting the heel draw backwards and forwards. Nice. Let's go for maybe 4 more movements of the foot up and down. Try and keep the pinky toe edge of your foot on the mat the whole time. So when you do press the heel away, you might get quite a nice stretch in the muscles called your peroneals. Last 2. And 1. Okay, ending with the foot, hopefully the heel pressing kind of away from you towards the wall beneath you. Awesome. So from here, engage into the lower body, take that left arm, reach it towards the left wall, engage into the obliques, come up, squeeze the right glute, and side bend. Nice. And take it back, up, up, slowly, 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 till you come down. Nice. And side bend. Good. And up, super slow. Squeeze into that right glute. Side bend. You might get a nice stretch on the inner thigh there. Coming up. And slowly, 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 slowly. Good. And down. Let's go one more. One more. Up, 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 up. Side bend. Don't let that hip draw back. Squeeze the right glute. And take it down. Amazing. Good. Now we're going to try and really focus on this bottom leg here, okay? So squeeze into that glute. You're reaching the arm, lift the leg, okay? So try not to flex into that bottom hip. Keep the bottom leg active as you draw the elbow towards the knee. And you might not get them to meet. So we're really trying to work hip flexion or an abduction on that top side. So bringing the knee up without letting the lower back get involved. Sweet. Can we go for maybe 6 more? So here your spine is pretty much super stable. Just one way of doing it. Good to be aware of our tendencies in certain familiar movements. Last 3. Nice. So feel that bottom leg. Last 2. Staying centered in the hip. Last 1. Very nice. Awesome. From here, we get to come down. We're going to bring ourselves into this little ball. Inhale. As you exhale, focus on the right leg. Press it down into the floor. Open up that right hip. Exploding star. Good. And take it down. Inhale. Exhale to explode. So good. Slowly controlling that descent down. Really focusing on that right glute. Being your prime mover. Controlling the up and the down. Let's say 4. and 3. Looking amazing, guys. Control that descent. 2. Last one, we lift and hold, just squeeze into that glute, holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop the foot down, pop that left hand on the mat. You're almost home, guys. This is the last move. So you're in a plank in the upper body. Try and keep the shoulders above those wrists. Inhale. And as you exhale, just hover that right knee off of the ground. And then take the knee down. Good. Lift up that knee. Slowly lower. So keep on going. What I would love for you guys to really be able to control here is the idea that this lift of the knee is actually coming from the hip. So you're not lifting the knee by moving your lower back. You're not lifting the knee by coming into a cat stretch or anything like that. You're literally using your hip joint and your core. Last 2. Okay, guys, last one's the holder. Let's go. Lift and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. And both knees are going to come down now, guys. Just end with me in a shell stretch. So pull your bum back towards your heels. Let your hands stretch forwards. Forehead to the mat. Well, the crazy thing is that is 45 minutes pretty much done. It went by in a flash. So congratulations. Let's take 2 more breaths, guys. And we're slowly going to bring ourselves up. And that is you done. Great job, everyone. So pretty intense on the arms today. And I guess on the hips as well. Let me know how you got on. I can't unmute you en masse anymore. So if you want to unmute yourselves, you're welcome to. If you need to shoot off, you're welcome to as well. We okay? Which parts were the most challenging, did you find?
Well, I find it's still hard, so staying stable. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, that's super normal though. The idea of that, like focusing on the bottom leg, is kind of a new one. It's called joint centration, and yeah, it's something that I'm practicing a lot myself, but you're going to see a little bit more of it as we kind of go along with the classes, just because it's got a huge effect on ankle stability, everything. Just like so much coming from the hip and our hip's ability of stabilizing us. So yes, good feedback.